course you honor me say Sabria yakase. Fabibia me rade. Okama funyame no. Odima funyame. Uhu asem kan nyame nkabi ma hu ntokwa kwa nyame nkabi ma onko bi ma. And ye we yatna sibiom. Okay, who say we ending your chat to okra? Can you imagine? 26 years of service. Long Service Award. Lumba goes home. Wumpel Lumba wako fiene. He goes home today. Hey, mini abakwa ba be coming so ba be shrami ohanum say ye ba be din komo kakra bi. Abranche bakwa me fi say adwuma wo ye. So nipa see timi ebo na baso. Yeah, boy Jekum Francis. If you have seen him on the social media, bra me kwe kakra me ya me sumi de betimi piano no. And I'm say boy bra ni nin komo. Enti be si medu ana edu no me. Mene yeah boy Jekum Francis, CEO of 4HL Group. Nyo fruit Japan piano. Sa. And then so the baby gym. Luman sense me. Ye be dwem. Wo mo be lusu sa. Ebia wo mo lusu. Because one fa see ni pa otia asase so no so one fa adwen pa ani akoma mu pa that one fa nye bibia. Wo hom Erade won kan wa asem ma wonni wa asem ma de biara da. Lusu ni nyina anya nipa ho odi o. Erade na no okasa.
Stay tuned. Best radio. News on your number one station.
It's the weekend. Let the good vibes take over. Only on your favorite station.
With your favorite station.
Digital and on your smartphone. The radio is hot.
What on the jump on the other party? Entertainment review. And then it's over to some entertainment. Another entertainment review. Pressing in the bum for to us. Entertainment review.
Okay, all right. So, nin komo. Minya kuma bako ye boy Jekum Francis. Abrantie me ho no social media na dwuma o ye me fi say yes so ni because we on social media na abey mrantie ne bebre wo no ansem hu ne se bi nkwahia sem kwa ne didi bada abrantie afatu no so a nimdia wo ene ne awode ye enti me say sima be du mama me man sa kwan no ti mama me wana kwa ba me ni man kontia ye boa Jekum Francis denti na di no akwaba
Akwa papa.
Yeah, nua papa. Na your boy Jekum Francis. I didn't know shall say if he said name I know about your first name. And now your boy no first name.
Yeboa and me find name first name. That's what I would want people to call me by. Yeboa Jekum Francis. Yeboa na di I mean find me say name no.
Okay.
Hence and na me person I want frame me with. Na Jekum so ka ho.
Okay.
But Francis ne dey me find say Nkrofodi. So that one is more or less like my last name. But I don't know my first name.
And just say Francis, I said you wouldn't you be
sir. I Yeboa Jekum. To do na frame Yeboa Jekum.
Yeboa Jekum.
But Francis no so me say it 20 and I'm the count.
But then Tina ma, I mean you like free say okay me pay Yeboa Jekum no na me pay Francis ana enti me pese no na manfo edi enim yes you chichi ba biemu ye kakama me na me nti ase ye.
Okay enti
is it say won pay abrofudi no.
No, abrofudi you good. Na tembia me ka say on say otusane atudi. Enti obenyin na wabeye I mean you like the name and I won pay kra na ye di na nya ato.
Yeah.
Enti minyi ye ne di na ye de ma me no. Na actually Ajekum no nka ho.
Okay.
Enti yetro BC no. Then I realized me di Yeboa Francis.
Okay.
So I wanted to take away Francis na me for din foforo. And I had my son so I can add additional name. And I'm miss me mu ani din am dream say I mean a bit manya me sun so pa. Ajekum.
Okay.
So Ajekum basically me and me fa ka me din ho. My mom didn't know about that.
Okay.
So by SHS.
Okay.
No one say obo me din Yeboa Ajekum say Yeboa Francis. Ajekum. No I say ani. So obisa me say na wunya side din am so me dey metro no say me fa din from kan na me Francis nephew. So they asked me to add additional name me for Ajekum. No say Ajekum so when I'm so it dawned on my heart to just pick Ajekum. Ajekum ne dem fan say me dey because me and my father na.
Enti eni ukrata so.
E me krata so me bibia so. And I dey me documenting. Na me papa din di Yeboa. And I'm me din di Ajekum.
Okay.
Di Yeboa Ajekum.
I see.
And me ankasa na abrofo de na ba Francis.
Okay. So I mean social media so Facebook and me hu say Yeboa Ajekum Francis. Me hu video bi wo chire I say apomudin ho eniama.
Yeah.
And me share ya na me say abrantie ti me share share videos ni bia kama. And I just felt that no and some na wo ka no eto asumpa ebie ni peni fa apomudin ho ne ka ho. And me share chira kwan ya ne matum insafre wa ba me se be sima be du ye ni sa nkomo na be du num bi ni nkomo na manfo hu ene eniama pa wo so oye o social media we see oye biochemist.
Yeah, I'm a biomedical scientist. Biomedical scientist.
Biomedical scientist.
Yeah, medical laboratory science. Okay. University of Cape Coast.
University of Cape Coast.
Papa we dey am chair what T4.
T4.
Na mema lumba busu ko ni na ya akọ. And so what am tuntum.
I see sir.
Na mabọ mi ti lumba de ni bi.
Yeah.
We dey me nye lumba nwi ni bi a.
Okay.
Nti ye ja ye bra pan legend. Ye ja no kwan. Enne na ye yi no nti wa won support na wa true support abusuya ko no so.
Nice.
Ya ka se nkambu mu nya adwuma. Ayiye na ye ne ayiye no. Ni wiye nyina no. Nkambu mu enya adwuma. Abusuya pan to park. Odobroni mama akosi asewa omonka omo hombom na ayi no enyefe nti empese na me de start
what the be fie say because I say pinyin say mumpa because you are
mani pa
we pa
me ba jai
pinyin say because obi anka senya we to bo na before e be sha say credit nkomo ya we hu say say utimi eda ebusuafo na atwe amanfo adwen ba eye yi ne kra ne ne ka ho no nti na me busa say we di be mfie be sen no
but mo be 30
okay I see but
abrabo mu mfa ne say apejahwe ase o say abrabo no say o start na say o nhede ni obi eso mu na say wan kasa wan so mu a tambia no I mean it helps eboa ma wonya more experience nti ne mutimi ba no mabisa yeboa na say da wusi kasa say da wo ye wa ade woni ma ade o ni nyina kanfu ano by because growing up we didn't have that family. I mean, if I say mama needed any, we have been staying with people. Yes, it's in Crawford chain, and additionally, I find it serious. And I may gather experience, baby. Now, mama, yeah. I mean, ya delay. Then can you say delay the number? And then I'm. Me say ya delay kakra.
Okay.
Looking at the age, I think I should be more than what you guys see now.
I see.
Because me who potential ne o me muna me who ne sen kaba this time be say madunu. Just that me am who the business will be who me a wa me opportunity enti say.
Yeah. So time men now shall say because I mean we school by time I say oh yeah biomedical scientist.
Yes. So
and sa ntisanya mani nyina school na usua na because ebi wa utimi not me who sensem ni bia wo ka no enye just e bia book mu na school penim de I say even yenro mama because ba ko amehwe ya na wo kan ba all sa ho asem wo kan ba bofre de no so hua o school
Davi. And then the Miana Miami research the come brabo home. So that make us say yin na yet not an phone chain the way na brabonet internet ye experience bebre.
Okay.
Ebiana obi hwe me oyare and obi tie me oyare de no 37. By the time we are ye be yam a champon e the amount ye be no num anwanum nim 3. So going up no onye abidruni na mom you get to learn near by life. Brabo na be chiro. And school na me konya school nim the science aspect no. Ebo ma mitimi combine me hwe e bia no mo say a champion timi e ma moje tu a etwa. E ma me research to finding out how a champion is ana e easy mami. Nti me finding who say there are certain phytochemicals e wa champion mo a eboa coagulation. Into what question your coagulation, what who a champion. Now you can easily link the two together and over to the church for. Now what can social media youth no go ebi atem didi or you know for fake trends or who's a seminar by penny now more so no training form go benya more views. Yeah. No, me who is na me wo never be me initially I started by shaving. So I come me page so I say me baba. Yeah. Hence first me itra obi ba no be now me no we din ko ban I say work school na we itra I didn't say na we itra. Na mama ma tia say well miss you I was in school so that me kan ho kire no. Yeah. We school so we itra na we dey didi. Oh my excuse say o parents ni bi nti ko akobo sia dey akodidi. O mfere. No me mfere. School afefo no mo nsrew say. Almost zero. There was a time I went to class me fa me bag me dey itra ndi ko see class nechi so that be ya pon ameko. Lecturers will use you for example if you are more capitis near me a good for 300 where is the baba guy you come. Unfortunately I was the vice president for my department and now won't mean me kese for a bani book na me when it comes to leadership I'm there and I said I was streaming one way or the other I'm a bit ahead of you in the thing we are studying and a won't mean and I'm asking more confidence in myself to the extent that me nima dey abet me asra buma bemo ho now what I was doing no mo say different yes baba keke say e bia me kura box bi na me tro ba me kodura the way me nipa ne di nkomo me ho na me dey aba me be you no na conversation na you be having Emma nipa feel proud to have me to shave him to be they are able to even overpay you how much you are worth and I mean we are me posting nipa on social media so that now we have to leverage on social media. Because all your baba won't mean nipa 100 a day. But you can shave one person and 200 people will see it basically by posting. Enti my yitre no obi actually obi got me frame no was sending me because my you be am INF. Me mama bi na you feel no any mo pa anti me you we am post here na am na looking very young. And me you see Daddy Lumba ne number ko. Me we feel no na me dey to us I don't know say no way nipa na any fan no sesen o hwe wi na so dabi he called me no business me but then na me work in Tampo. Okay. So at times don't be limited by your location. Me work in Tampo my team at na Kintampo grew following on social media over 700,000 was in Kintampo. So now there was the pressure and demand say me bra Accra nti Accra me buy no I had someone e twe me nti me use machine di trobo so bia ba e yebo ana de wa we see you fade there machine be na we see me say oh machine we yo pe bi ma me e see me ni bi o Then people started telling me that now only am I opening and for pay. Have the following. I didn't know one Tony and Manibi. And the whole idea of selling barbershop equipment ni na buy. And from there, no me funny money kakrana me ton. If I kakrana me ton, me am the biba Ghana. Me ton.
Yeah.
And me partner, so I mean no more partner. Okay. Then I take from them.
Okay.
And I be do the adui. Okay. So over a few yeah expansion or Santa Maria Antioquia. Very soon launching very huge place for it or haircut equipment village. Adi a open salon, bibia hair growth, bibia you get it.
I see.
And I'm expertise back. Me born me home Samaritan. I'm a self-taught trichologist. Okay. That means it. Say my specialize with the scalp. Okay. So I know more about people's scalp. And to build my cousin the tip, mommy being the front line to two. And I'm for social media, more turn a lot of oils to them. The mobile, the inter more permanent man is a mobile. I educate them. Mommy, open so grow with it. Number only hair follicle. Utine 2 plus the hair follicle. You don't have the hair follicle. You want me grow it, Before utine bet me grow, I was say utine regenerate the hair follicle, and that is by producing collagen. How do you reproduce collagen? I used to use derma roller. Now the derma roller, not derma roller. When the derma roller derma rolls, now my mouth product now causes vasodilation. Now blood flows to the area where you want the hair to grow.
But I'm confused now because all the terms now used to know because collagen, derma roller,
yes,
hair follicle.
I'm breaking that. You can't collagen. On says and pimpino. Second show be not very deeper. Over mark and no real for collagen. The idea back to the present during healing. Se baby trying to cronu. It comes with collagen. The derma roller ni roller. Mpani nkete one. I had to say a proba and I bet it will cause unnoticeable sores. In the process of healing, and the collagen about babino. Now collagen now banet miyama hair follicle now regenerated. And now when you put anything that dilates vessel, hair will start growing. Until mommy follow bana me no mudin come na ampo you see her. Then they will then they talk to them about me. Yeboa. Into Yeboa de come France, Yeboa de come France. Me who said I'm madam because my own I own barber shops. My training be I expert in it. And now my medical lab science no. And I'm doing science in it now boom. And I'm science to that is something I won't boast about, but me original way away. I come here. Whether I'm using it for something or nothing, I want to learn something new all the time. I see. Now, question I'll be say about bro friend as phone. So from my science background, me who problem now. They who say nuane nuru ben, and then nuane ye the only me see a boy kwan. Ebi a H. pylori for the ulcer, Helicobacter pylori aboa, or in the cause ulcer. What food? And I can't be so crown of fast cause ulcer. Tembia your alimentary canal from your num to crona ebeka yeto sebi tube na da ho no niema bia coated surface no na niema na coated surface no nyina ye friend mucus the mucus no sa abo ye friend Helicobacter ebenya konya ruama e was mucus no eye weak a bit more weak from stomach acid your acid or boy with digestion. Okay, this acid need drop you on that empty stomach. Now it weakens the mucus, and now when the mucus is weakened, Helicobacter pylori will get away into you. So how do we coat the place with the mucus, or how do we strengthen the mucus? That is when I'll get the idea. My researcher who said, "Now you use brofre, you to try." There is soaking with insu overnight. They taking on empty stomach and say, we can now form the mucus back, and there wouldn't be any sore, and ulcer is gone. And we make sure if I mean Jessica. So on all my platforms, every single day.
Remember how to say, but my musa bakun so okay ya. Na ye me bibi kakra mpese bia usi su radio su ye. Kwanya amanfo bebre kidney ya dia nansia be ya bebre nya. Okay. And now say yes, obi ho no mo a wono amanfo fi so kiwe obi no monsa obi yese nyama bi nyama boni bi no aye na monya kidney or how e bi. And now say enye ni nyina na tesa obi ho a kidney problem no ono a wono monsa onye bibi boni bi am nyama boni a bi fi se e di san sunsun so ekura beba but waba be nya kidney yade ni bi And I'll see if in Nkoda Brim.
Yes.
And that and I toothpaste here did you see?
Yeah.
Church honum say no.
Henti on say yana enkra no so a ene kidney abupa. Enti me di kidney ho koma me very passionate about it because na dialysis buaiden. Onya problem na keke no cra solving is serious. Always ka cramp na easy. Enti me research then I realized that your colleagues be award omo no monsa but omo nya issue kidney failure. And I'm saying yeah research no. So the first thing I landed on is say
and is it the case send you see canon because I'm here no be feel okay kidney area ono monsa na abenya kidney area sanity
kidney yare no on say offer your kidney na kidney yawo ne nephrons na ewo mu no kidney na sone ye moja so eyi poisonous substances bia ni kwan say ekoyem eyi frame enti kidney no sone moja so no ade bia ewo moja mu a ha kidney ni bia ebia wo fa enubone o no monsa ebia kwa bibiduro ya ye no me o obetimi anum bia duane wo senka ye de yadonye no basika ni brenti ni pa betimi ahye duane good to one. All those things, the kidney has to filter. And all my kidney the nephrons will start dying. It is a nephrons not dying now if you're going to now say the machine seals near this son moja so. Any friend the dialysis no. And idea bia toxic bia eboa kidney no filter a problem be able to make cause kidney. It is not basically ensa. Obi wetima no nsa ne nkwanda nyina o nya sa problem no ye kan so bia won nsa no de ne ma fra.
Okay, so and also your mofra brim no etimima sao how no bitimi nya kidney no che honum sim.
And I'm pempie kasa obi no msanya kidney ya na mo nsa apetisi nko a. And soft drinks ni na so timi e kote da. Nti yemfa nkra ne de no. On say Pepsodent no. Ye de twitwi ense e ma microbes bi enform on ense to prevent cavities. And it's hard na dey no e poisonous sodium fluoride. Poisonous. Ba obano osua ututwini nse onim nyansa se metimi
poisonous somebody ade no man no. But let's stick to and Pamcho Bebre, let me just issue this one. Now I'm correct this idea way.
Okay.
Oh, come about toothpaste, not necessarily Pepsodent, because you mentioned, and I had to say, so being got newspaper about, so got graphic, bra.
Yeah,
Ghana, newspaper BR graphic.
Pepsodent. I don't know fast.
It is toothpaste.
Yeah, toothpaste.
Who can toothpaste once not necessarily in temperature.
Toothpaste.
Yeah, it's a correction one of here.
Okay, thank you very much. And the toothpaste in common amidi. Yeah, not toothpaste a biano. Omo de anti-cavity. Cavity is about for more when same microbes able to grow in your mouth. Omo de gum. Embwa yankasa. Until the aim is not to ingest. Aim ni chase mene ko mu. Na mom aim ni chase ututu nsi na pugu na fa nso huhuru tugu. Ba ma adwen ko se enkra. Ya na paste nkra ya omo de. Nti otimi krampo ni ma me ni otimi kote na odi. Ututu ni nsi se wo pugu no mpungu no 1 minute. Nti wo ya ma me na untimi control akra ne se obe me na on minute. Na mom fa nsuo ma ne no ma se ututu ni nsi. Se de be ya no matter we no be million to dilute it and you concentrated on him idea no nyina no.
Okay, so before obe twitwi akra na say only toothpaste no be twitwi.
Man, a glass of water no one take it.
Okay.
Yeah, we are paying so crowd also be to take a glass of water before I will brush your teeth and before I will start your activity. Na me can be say and sana wo be no you have to also brush. The one brush na say aduane je wo nsim na ade achi na ko san no dey am. So this is for people are all better no. Or brushing the teeth, or sorry, to me take a glass of water, going to me clean. There will be, normal flora bacteria, be cool more more problem. Before now you go brush your teeth. A banisa, a boa pum there, uti kwaya kidney, yare bit my bar, when in na. And I'm missing post another video, I'm missing news so I share your check. Obi wa news or dinner, number more to come into a ferry. So because drive and patrol, Obi never be a margin to crack. Ont minka anebia or jumum situation be finding who ferry such a person so blood and a man you will need to miss sign fro kosro sadia no ba na so wo STI and our UTI sa infection need to me affect your kidney
chese bia STI no chese bia memu be mane oba mu yade bia
okay and I say njunso twamu yare UTI so what that infection na wo ko enyankoe na wa manyunso na hye ho acha njunso na e wo blood and mutimi move back to the kidneys it me cause pyelonephritis onefrons ntimi sha ase break down ba na wo no nsa nti bo mutini pa ne to onim nsa no onim hweye na ne kidney asai enti njunso de wa body me ma o signal na de wo ye bi ajai na most of ye villages no so bi ababi na woda no sumo ho ti anajo njunso na ka no o ntimi so be hye ne ho ma de ache aso watimi aso akwadwunso such people no so to hufo ebi wo so ya akwadworo obo game nti opeso wo wie level no wo na so wasoro akwadwunso to ade na hye na che stop everything you are doing keep yourself because obodi na ekura na nyame de ama na odidi ojuma no se body ni ho awoni ho nti ade bia e keep your body alive ma ehia enya ade hia de ma
well so we the best ma be do num enkomo ne edinti we no yantwini bebre but minian mu mienu wa hanum se so secret safo ewie wa hanum sei na sweetheart mo a mountain in Canada jifa afeni jifa I hope say my body ni anyway.
Yeah, you are correct.
Medasi.
First time.
Medasi. So jifa moi latter day since entertainment review for jifa kan ma entertainment review dwumedie wa baso pen ebre bi atwam enti enne ne atwa to kra no so aba besrai wa hanum sei so okay very quickly minim say bia obibi apese obusa ejekum yebo Francis we no ye abranche amihu no social media na dwuma awo ye na mfi say yes nyem rantie no mu ti social media so mu din sem hu but ade ba ko em say areho kakra minim arekontie bia o ye ne sa no sa nchechi ode manyina no wonji sike bia and like ono aka and say o ye ni free. I'm not sure you agree say wo ye ni free though but o ma san chechi ni nyina free. I'm sure this is something a manful binumu consultation we see down bra between kana me ma sa ye nchechi ni e ka ho bibi kakra bia question be ba akumie no na ni afese o ka bia na
okay kwesi we dey me boy abaso sometimes ultimate name papa sometimes this is one of those things make I say why a good I see a commend o nti nyame hira o say ene dey wetimi ayi bibi ti say boss mitie wasam na ukani nyina me show like I'm like wow times our man are you sure said they are on point?
Yes, they are.
I know his anatomy and physiology is on point because I'm an esthetician, so I know everything he said. Nara nukrewum.
Okay, mpacho me mo bumfu. O fa bitite wana ana wa no tete wo. Me mo bumfu.
Oh, me ni nipa bebre atina. Nti me fa ne say me brother me offer mu. No, me ni me offer de nyantina. Me ni me ma me nua mu.
O offer bi o ska. Ana offer na bi niska. O mu nyina mu.
Me bra mu mo nche de niska.
Oh, okay.
Me ni Mr. person bi atina o ska.
Oh, okay. Because send akosi kan e no. Me say sikape no hunim de eno a problem ba ko amehu.
Okay.
Because with what you have, so no what for be otna ya or wusika na wenye sika da wa pisika nya nko betimi a kire okwan e faso a yetimi edinye sika from what you are doing now. But today, you see, don't be surprised of what I'm saying. I say, and maybe because we are here, if the youth don't wake up to that realization now, in the next 20 years, I'm telling you, crime will go up, not because of anything, but because the youth don't know how to make money. The entire youth, I think, what was that? Me buy near Kasa when him ho. Any honorable?
About 2 weeks or 3
2 weeks ago. Okay, baby. I say, idea we say, the education system no. and share how to make money.
Yes, I said one of the problems of yen addition you see our classroom is yen share kwanya faso ebenyisika.
Exactly. Well, and what he said is right. Titina ye offer no tine omo wo store ni niema omo kire kwanya ebenyisika intino ni nyina unim kwanya faso bibi kitu bia wo de benyisika. Wo need that training. The orientation now is not there. So most of the youth now they don't know. They feel that by giving it for free and getting the funds, and you said something. What numbers? How many thousands do you have now?
Now almost 800,000.
800,000 followers. What must say? But obi 100 people pay. Sika onye free omo is more than what you are making from the 100,000. You think the 100,000 ABB? Ya more orientation. Say sure what numbers now? Sure sika. What's hosa sika? But obi 100,000 customers. 100 customers. The money he's making from them with what you have, and yes more. So that is where the problem is. And local internet is why. And you money be free software way free. Ni be about who create say or be create free version. Na into the free no obi ayanyom akwa ti why anyom na dwen nim say onye sika free nyum no ko obefa so a obeton nyum no oni ni ohia ne say hey na kwesi abaje so betena say no aka kire say ene app aba o app why your app me mikita me nyum by for say me fa meto nti ya the code ma money making is not in your DNA. That is where the problem is. More fun money now. What for no store, store no. This is where the problem is. Into what you have now, no. You have more fans girls who be girls no they more pay no more but no you more fans.
So minya bimpo.
Okay. Jifa.
Yeah.
Yes, okay.
Kwesi mami nchia with you for na minda wasenso say offer me. I mean, 16 years, Socrates. 19 years. Say I started 2006.
Yeah.
2006, 07, 08, 09. Me rap chai. Anyway, inti me chat with you for any washefo na mama lumbe busia for any busia omunyine di yaw ene memendam ye sure say ye bebre nti obi an shedding mo bi aso yakọ tinea capitis coalition obobo androgenic alopecia na media na metinase.
Okay.
If you say I'm an esthetician into from treatment of scalp, skin, nails, metinase.
Okay.
Niame can say addition a weapon. Weapon you can't say with him. Am I allowed to say weapon? I akondi ehun hia pa. In India we want you spoke with so much confidence. And anani awoka no nim ni awoka. Nti obi a otie bia so asebe okita medical background ana waye wosua ade akonenim kakra na beti wase waye ade se uyitre sebe obati memetri na uti scalp asia se uhu ehwa something that looks like ehwa na bibia uhu so we dey ehwa enye ni nyina na ehwa ebi beye infection a se wanfa nko hospital kra na ebetumi edininya inti se wo nimide etisa I believe say you are just the best person for the ejuma woye afi so nia Socrates kan ya about sikasem no e wo say wo ma weni ko ho untumi addition wo henda form inti se we sua de edu bia we dri na nyankopon ama wo achede etise na utumi edi ye ejuma e wo say sebio bibi kakra even if it is a CD na wunya wo nipa 800,000 would you assume say wunya 10 CDs craft you be a week.
The thing is so many videos on the page media Facebook na Socrates me hu no.
Okay, see monetizing them.
Me hu no meaning say be a monetize ya. Ejekum wa monetize.
Me ba to that.
Okay, so
yeah.
And Socrates like I said, dear, and Difa, just as you're saying, if you watch in the videos, and in church or them, I've watched so many of them. I was like, there be a brand
Like
because
me.
me father to them, I said, doctor, I be and I'm not surprised or say, or a biomedical scientist.
Yeah, sure.
It is not just said you Korea Barbie, China, Wakaka Bibia, no can.
So you need a degree in it.
He's got a degree.
And also I call University of Cape Coast, Wako Kushan.
And he said, obetumi atwaswa.
Mayor manager.
It's because na make twa to ni say. Na make twa to ni say. Say obetumi akonanim ahye bia ka ho a. Yeah, they be also, but in the structural certificate to be certified. If we say it's one thing, obia to be better social media so can, you know, but when you are certified or you belong to a certain body, no recognition, no, and after you are able to get value for whatever idea way. How to me call how to me crash idea in medical school? Hey, why not? The sky should be your springboard. I'm impressed. I was highly impressed. I am deeply impressed. Well done. You hope you say better wako enim right nyamenka ho mihia na memfra wo a meti he ya mehu nenim mihia na memfra pacho mejo number so ubeyi miti
pacho mimi die and okay see so join club no osha is there hope
mo de no age no ko enim nti ama honam na ntia they can be hope ba adwuma na won bia na se wo nya da agye nti mo fie ko enim kwa take off my good because
Papa, maybe any starting. Okay. Trade fair.
All right.
Akwebi ebe keka sene okenya obokusuya odi lemon. Ehuhuru miti ho ena obokusuya bi eni bibi obmaxi and the phone we bo duku for 3 days. Ni kosuya o. 3 days.
Me da say.
Na only say kwesi maminka bibi enkato. Enyiya sema working. Eya na minim se waka wo videos no so a. Eya who handle hair loss ana enwia ebubu ana enwia emfu a especially for man no yenimu ha say the hairline no eya no aka chom so munya botre obi wo ha oba opese ade chi ana next week na ni train no know I bet take sometimes months.
Okay.
If you say follicle no say your kind say I completely damaged that and no.
Okay.
Ebi wo ha there is hope. Okay. Now near what hope no. Yeah, na take it time. Collagen e be take it time and say build it.
Right.
Yeah. Well done.
Nti emi ankasa funi abotre. Nti me sana say do so pa and it has taken me time to do it. Nti obi wa you say badness genetics. And ade ani pa me brain nim say o papa ti apa interest wo ti be pa o. My main pass no across. The baby name say be me ko ware be ma we ni ti apa nti me wo boys mo mo team pa. It doesn't work that way. So we be ma na uti be pa kra be ma ti be pa if you ma me side because Barney gene a zigzag. So the man passes it on to ne baba. Akra papa no ebe pass am ne baba.
Now is there a disagreement here because me na me den community.
Yeah.
Cause
now
me papa ne papa tiapa. Na me hu me papa ni tiapa.
Yeah.
Me tiapa. But mani nyina nso tiapa.
Yes,
okay.
but I'm saying so say etipa.
That is why
if you be ma if you ba ho.
I say
na me hwe me ma me side da o mutim pa
because only the enter o hu ma me side no. O hu ma me side because e mati no tipa no a recessive. I mean it's not dominant. A woman can have badness gene but it will not be visible. Sure. Because a recessive. And so person who say
recessive near then.
Recessive just a mask like who say trainer pa.
Okay.
Completely.
Okay.
Who so about tia pa na ye CCCA. Central Centrifugal something alopecia. My throw me page next to that. And a man you very visible but for normal genetics is not dominant. Nti omole no o person hu ni ya o yire ni papa. So who say oyere papa tia pa there's that likely probably say oyere na inherit the badness gene. You may be bald also. Oba be mani ti pa enya wa. But because of your bad no you be blind to it. Oba bin say wa.
Okay. Ejakum. beda ase
a bit confusing.
Yeah. Me da ase na nka mpese ma kojokin be batebre no me face you say because ene won komodi pa enti senior me kan say me Facebook na me hu no fatu dua bia obi opese wo hwehwe wo ye social media so no account no ne sen pa
anti yebo Adekum Francis Facebook yebo Adekum Francis yebo _4HO TikTok yebo Adekum Francis Twitter 4HO YouTube enti ba bia sana let you can me a business person kakra and I've monetized whatever I do, so I may not directly be taking money from people, but I also have a way to do it because some other pieces for me never better model rambaji miska, so I teach people nam de abo me never dero ti that about who say me turn me turn barbershop equipment from lead mirror to sterilizers to clippers to trimmers to shavers. Me training for barbers, me pay barbershop owners, and me the barbershop owners on my barbers. I do the vice versa. And I do a whole lot of business. So anybody who is in the barbershop business, I'm the right person to consult. You find more me hot tone, me a wholesaler, me BBA or PBA, hair growth, haircut, salon, and your boy Adekum Francis. LED mirror, all lights. Ring light at the border, I mean, the bar Ghana. There were a whole lot of products who Ghana, I mean, the bar. Into both shower social media will be UCB. Wouldn't have been told by a meme because I'm the bar Ghana.
Okay, yeah, that's it. Yeah, sure, said, Ninti, a man for our more show. No, that's it. Social media,
until Oko Facebook, Oko YouTube, Oko Instagram, Oko Twitter, but be a boy Adekum Francis. My videos are flying all over. Who follow me? I'm a Liberty Japan. Now I be a part of the training. Aside saying a piece can maka, say health no must be paramount. Until you raise card, you number me per day now. Would be this card? Area won't mean the
okay.
And Ghana will be a case and himself and one ton. You have to be shredded.
Yeah.
You can shredded means that you are burning adipose tissues, fat cells. Until anajudidie yentry home free home. Adriania. Processed foods, minimum American processed foods, junk foods, entry on Indomie so common to do by entry on your time maybe dinner. We beat made 4 o'clock and 1990 as a wakoda. A banisa, we see capimino, you become very healthy. You won't go hospital or now check up. Okay, I may have been so called. Yeah, that's it. Your boy Adekum Francis. I want to be France in Eden. Yeah, me bomb did 2 hours here. Your boy Adekum Francis. Did America say me body no, they wouldn't be happy with me.
I see.
So shout out to everybody. My name is your boy Adekum Francis.
That's it. Your boy Adekum Francis is here for CEO for HL Group and o training can we or your Peace FM. So Mudu don't be among your social media. I'm sure if you've not following him, medena about better than seeing. Just go and follow him because and that is why I've given him this opportunity. It's here for and ya won komo papa I bedi lawyer imrenim ni kwame anoche frempon ababe kan sa wa hanum se mi babe man akwaba na emra no ho nsem ye babe kokko luman sensem no Kwesi Abuaji entertainment review ni twa to ni.
This dial is hot. Stay tuned.
Best radio.
News on your number one station.
It's the weekend. Let the good vibes take over. Only on your favorite station.
This dial is hot. Stay tuned.
Best radio.
News on your number one station.
It's the weekend. Let the good vibes take over. Only on your favorite station.
With your favorite station.
Peace FM.
And my son, you know, sister, she show near the name of Goo. I say, Bluetooth, yeah, near the rubbish gummy. And I say, we never go not to farm home and mouth. I know Pamo. And you know, maybe I would say, we may be tea. And the man also know the omachins woman, you know. Woman, you know, I'm going to credit no more Pamo. And you know, you may be tea. And I won't over Hawaii, you mother. Or from Sanya, you mother. People paper by the man because of Unkalana was signing anything. Your man will paper also. Now the and now they found Uncle G 20,000. What next year? A mass summoner, you know, sister, she shall near the name of Goo. When you 3 years ago, what next year? A mass summoner, you know, sister, she shall near the name of Goo. I say, Bluetooth, yeah, near the rubbish gummy. I know she said, we never go to perform woman now. I know, Pamo. And you know, only maybe I would say, only maybe. And a man also know the woman, so man, you know. Woman, you know, woman, you know, credit no Pamo, and you know, only maybe to her. And I won't know how I know you matter. What for was I know you matter? Paper by the man because of Unkalana was signing anything. Your man will paper also. And now the mom. And now they found Uncle G 20,000.
Peace FM.
Next year, a mass summoner, you know, sister. What you was 20,000, no himself with me. No, the Quatina Ghana, or the Copa man, a Koyofusuda Koyofusu. What you was 20,000, no himself with me. No, the Quatina Ghana, or the Copa man, a Koyofusuda Koyofusu. What you was 20,000, no himself with me. No, the Quatina Ghana, or the Copa man, a Koyofusuda Koyofusu.
Peace FM.
Until 1 o'clock, 7 o'clock, in an near discuss it. Until about 7. And I was getting this afternoon and some frame and I'm saying, baby, when you have all up you. You can do the assembly here, what you're catching me. Because me bombay the whole night. Wow. Bombay the whole night. It to me, did this one among you. I say, any I was see, Yalena Media, the year country name is what Yali, the war party. Menchi said, excuse me to say, Papa, enti gyina so nti hɔ na ne yere no nso efresi tini ya fi so se ma o start so na si baby se wa ai ma yeso na si okay onto so na ne aja ne mi tini nyina se se am no
Peace FM.
na me se ani akwasi ya le na me de ne yira ka chi na me so ya ne wo pa de me ti se excuse me to say papa wo enti gyina so nti hɔ na ne yere no nso efresi tini ya fi so se ma o start so na si baby se wa ai ma yeso na si okay onto so na ne aja ne mi tini nyina se se am no
84 entertainment review sono asio gwe sabri no mi no about pounds me dio no emrenim ni Kwame Anoche from Pone wo hanom say me ba be ma na akwa ba na ye din komo ya hwe ye ensem se ne esitie na emremu die se onim says wa kwadare papa lumba semi ba ye ne no edidi komo no bia kama wo hanom say enti enanso otimi oba na adaroma waba be boaye na me no mienu yetimi ate ensem no asiye na yehu eniema sene sitie aye injunction e court ne pie fi mu ba empo ruling no de say yedi hu nkomo but me ye sure say ono anso ebe kire na adwen e was asemi na eni bi nso ho no mu a ono wa cheche na adwen a yensa aka bi wan senti ma me fa no ntwetwem kakra na me mema no akwaba aye ra no chifempon
agogo anase ohu ofri eyi peki aveti level na wanye den wanko se ukwa akoye no ho ade wanko se ukwa akoye no ho ade na wone na eti awu anase miensa what did you be famous lawyer jurist your friend Mensa Saba I say ya ware we intention na me say we there won ware tiana mo na want to know it doesn't matter ampa RS Ratri what sure the constitution of Ashanti ono so kire say oba Ashanti memu owu different types of our real bebre ebi ni ne a ye shede to oba de tiris ebi ni oba ne be ma no ete a won konko ye oba no ho ade betebusuafo ni nyina ni me say ya hwehwe adwo a ukwa akwasi mani ho a wo behunu na no Asante fortune say empena awade enti say very many who are oba no beba be yakuna nti ma kire we ase a den na kire se so oba no nso a ya hyeda aware no na odi be ma ne nsa edekọ na wansa na chi anko aware fie ho na be ma no abusuafo anye nsa no a na wadwere yo se aware anu wi agu
Peace FM. Ora no chifemfon akwaba
mpacha o meje oso
nempo mu e
midini na yaw no chifempo
yaw okay fache me ya no chifempo
yep
me da se papa akwaba
meje oso
so ani am boy say me se wa we dia wa woni am boy
sure
na wo cheche dem mu wadama
oh na ade e friend no aware ene awarijaye na sa wariguo
okay
eno na me chire mu
okay
na mpesa me de chire se minua pani opani aye fa no as an expert witness
okay
ewo Kumase
ora kantanka
osafo kantanka wa madam fupa
okay
da bia me no ekasa
okay
na okansem bi se wo ba akan mamu a sane ye ware no sanso ne egu aware no that is to say oba no na busuafo ewo ho be ma na busuafo na omu ehia na fe nia ono pese ogu aware no wasore akanasem nti here yemfa ne se oba no na pese ogu aware no obeka ne be ma ne de aye ne nyina owie ye bisa be ma no ye try se ye beka won abom na se anye ya na efe oba na sign de be ma ne nsa ye niti ensa no ode na de ye symbolic just say nsa bia wo pe bia wo de beba it doesn't mean say ni ode baba ye wo ho ade no na wode ba na tete hɔ no nsa no for yɛn akanfoɔ no ɛyɛ so holy ɛte sɛ bible ya nti ade bi a yɛyɛ bi a de nsa ɛde esi so yɛn so yɛde ano no nti na kyerɛ sɛ wa return nsa no a yɛde bɛyɛ wo ho adeɛ no wowie saa adeɛ ni wie a yɛbɛma ɔbaa no agyina hɔ yɛde powder na na yɛ powder tete hɔ no na powder ni wɔ ne ehyire wode bɛyɛ ɔbaa no ho na kyerɛ sɛ wadi nkonim nti free saa mmerɛ no ɛkɔ no ɔnam yɛ sɛ ɔbaa wei wabɔ hyire yɛka sɛ wabɔ hyire a ɛkyerɛ sɛ ne ho fitaa that means nsa bi nkura ne mu ɔnyɛ tainted nti sɛ wone ne hyia na moyɛ biribi ɔnyɛ bɔne biara asekyerɛ no ɛno no ɛna me nua asafo kantanka me nua pani ɔkyerɛ mu sɛ ɛnam sɛ awura no akɔsua sɛwa ɔde lumba nsa ɛkɔɔyɛ na abusua no anyɛ no na kyerɛ sɛ abusua mmienu na ɛnya kwan ɛnhyia ɛma yɛanye yɛfrɛ no sɛ yɛammɔ ne hyire nti that means sɛ kwasi mmerɛ lumba ɛwuyɛ no na ɔyɛ ɛyere nti ɔwɔ tumi sɛ ɔba bɛyɛ ekuna ɛna mepɛ de akyerɛ sɛ ɛhɔ no me nua no mempɛ sɛ mɛka sɛ wayɛ mfomsoɔ na mempɛ sɛ mɛka sɛ mene ne nya adwene sɛ ka sɛ mene ne nya adwene na kyerɛ sɛ he might be right na I believe say the bia no customary law enyini na no na ma me refer to ratri any mensa saba ratri broni oba santimem no besua various types of marriages among the Ashantis yewa siwa aware ayete aware yewo kuna aware and so be wunia no obi no wu a wudi nipa na de automatically wabeya we refer no kuna aware and ye wa mpena aware woni nenete won kwaye no ho ade won say yen akanfo no yente say Christians wode wo ho ka obi a yese wa ye den wabo adwaman yen enye adwaman wode wo ho ka obi a wo mo adwaman bia wonye boni bia jiso obi owokunu nso it is expected say oba no connected no ne yesura ade oba no ye wi a enche kro be sam be kanokre o kanokre ye nyaa no obemma no ne no bo adwaman ne ye beje ayefare afi no wi a maame no ene no kunu san ete na kristosum ne ye wade bi afa na adwaman na ye ho ne de ye complete watomra obi ayire ne ka say woni obi yire nso akoye bone a sabe nye say mudi mpamu agronko sa wo bo sabio ne nofo so ana wo de wonsaka na sene ho baabi aka baabi a tomagu na sene no a yan waye bone nti oba ne beka kire ni kuna beje o ayefare ana mi gina so aka se wo bibi efa ne mpena ware a ratri ehu wasantimemu and then mensa saba ono operate wo Cape Coast oye lawyer ni pa sua de Britain no by about the first Ghanaian lawyer oshasi so church John Mensa Saba, the famous Mensa Saba ye de hall back watu no Legon ono so agitu mu se nya ware ni nyina na ye hye yetu anamon eware na ware bi nso wo hɔ a both ratri and Mensa Saba agitum ye nyina agitum ene se busua mienu no enhia na mo ye behu na no na oba ne nyam ne ye bi so oba ne se na den na ho dane o se me ne kwasi Mensa na ehia the moment obeka sa ye frɛ kwasi Mensa na obisa no ye bisa no na ogetum ye bone kawia oba ne ye ne yere meanwhile no ye nye trinsa ye nye hwe ye ne yere nti among Ghanaians we have so many types of marriages I say mpacho nyame na ma twen e ya asem ba na aba besi bibi so Mpasa mekane se enye dan nyina na busua mienu ehia ware ne obibi efa ne mpena ware na ebiam nso okokwahye obi ba nyinsen ne ye bɔ wo ka ewia oba no tu ba betena ho no nso waye woyire correspondingly no so opese wujai oba no nso a ehu ehia se den nyina no ese ebusua no ehia society is growing very fast every day tina me di gyina so sɛ adwene bɛn na ɛba a ɔbaa ne tiri mu a ɔma ne de nsa no ɛkɔɛ nti sɛ wode nsa no kɔ abusuafo no ne ɔmo yɛ ne sɛ ɔmpɛ sɛ ɔmbɛtie biribi no firi bɛrima no anum sɛ kɔsua sɛ wade wo nsa aba yɛnye anaa the moment obaka say I monye no na che say no one no sometimes be man betuma ka say onfa no kwase asem fa nko no ha na che say yenye nsa no but that doesn't mean say be man pen yere on kan so pen no and oba no so de nsa no ba se busua no gi o so mu anye o pacho mu mientie he yi pa so oba no de be man nsa ne ba na ye gi o ya anye o no sorry no ko ni kunu ho no ni kunu na enam a ye ka se more as a jawari ma yan twempra so na ya wari complete
now mpacho mi musa ade kakra bio because awari asema because mbese me di we e de kan sorry say me twa no now so there's this thing bia lo me wo CCA say wo court of appeal judge justice ya upon but also a court of appeal judge
I mean the former law school director
now huma bi a watro sa huma no I'm just looking for the title that's contemporary trends in the law of immovable property in Ghana.
Sure.
Now kan sa krata na fa baby o honum sia I think it's page 455 of sa document no or can be about our customary marriage. Into say the two major forms of customary law marriage and me kind na wabwae because ebebwa in comedy or say his lordship Appel JA now a justice of the Supreme Court summarized with nostalgic or the ratio decidendi or decidendi in the above decisions. I wish to quote extensively from this summary for purposes of easy reference, as there is no evidence that the instant Goleku versus Pobi case has been reported. He stated that, quote, there are two major forms of customary marriages. One involves the presentation of drinks, and the other is devoid of formalities like the presentation of drinks. End of quote. So,
what we say, ya opon aboy.
Yeah.
Now, near make a nyina no. Ya opon akani nyina bo because ya opon anya ya opon mom no onu kotu justice appeal. Ama adwuma no aye easy. Say both Rattray and then Saba we're talking about formal customary marriage and informal customary marriage. Yeah. Formal one ni da bia hu abusuafo mienu we ni we ahada obi amane ne ya betena ho. Informal one no obi ametena ba bia nso obi age to me say anoche ne ya
and indeed okoso akanya or see the first one there's the need for consent. Second one no there's no need for any consent. Inti akoye say omu hia no omo ya ebusuafo wo mu ebusuafo ni mu once obi betimi mpa testify say yes assume si we ni we omo wade
o hwehwe na wo behu no ho
exactly eno ani so that's what
enti me de say o ma adwuma no ayetia enti mpa che say ye wo a formal customary marriage a demand or a desire the consent of the brother families no and an informal one
me a law student
don't worry
microphone pacho
lawyer upon ebi o bi awia yetia no
justice upon
yes me refi
justice upon
you so j
yeah
bon okay it justice mitia awia me pacho you not
and it is ochi mic no ba o side kakra
no Troy
it's actually a book so there's a page
okay. A very fat book
very fat book super
and me will be
sa yeah
it's white me will be that me nya hon kan
so kan me kan pa
does this thing apply to Akan Ghana Central region Bono and the same specific place
but your mining
yeah because of customary marriages
maybe am finances
say wo dia no entisa nia esa wo ye ne se bia wo koduru court na watumi ama court no ehu say momo dia no isolated case for example among Ghanaians oba entumi nye chief ɛyɛ bɛrima na ɔbaa no ayɛ queen mother wokɔ coastal parts of Ghana to say Ahanta area and Fanti area ɔbaa tumi tena akonnwa so a wɔyɛ chief. At least we have a very good example. Upper Discov, or maybe I know more Paramount Chief Feno, Nana Himadechi. I had the hospital Kasia be de Atono or your bar, and so no a Paramount Chief. You will never find this anywhere but our Hontia or isolated cases. Into isolated cases, and that's exceptions. Yeah, in time,
Mamia or any restaurant on your Paramount. There be Tamara, no war. Asmara, peace or your henny.
Until I know such isolated cases, yeah, Kasai and Shadam Fankasa. Until Betmaba so what do you know? A different Bay Kasai and Fankasa.
Okay,
your minority.
Well, since I'm a cabe with you, and your mamma, Sir Quine, Yanko run quickly, Abia, and Semia, Openia King, Ubu be a Peso Busana, will be a Peso camp, Pacho. I quite that how them say. Halifax.
Mr. Wonka, before sending Pambacas and command and talk just 1 minute and I mean conclude.
Medasi.
Into meme conclusion and mamma Nessa for Kantanka and ya general and they say Sanya Wama Yaopon Bukuno or Kotu Justice Appel.
Yeah.
Many years so clear. No.
Yeah.
See our formal type of marriage and informal marriage. Dear. In much the same way you were formal type of divorce and informal one of dissolution. Send you be a can see a mamma. Informal one and they say we are saying no. Across right to the extent to say my sister only Nukunu was Zimbabwe. Nti nyame mfa samo ya na adwen so ojanwa nya fei na ya be frɛ busuaku ha frɛ abusuaku ha so be man ma dey mejano once the intention ne se wejano no it takes two to tango wejano nti sam na me de ba akosi a sewa adie ni mu wode nsa no koye no your subsequent conduct and the same sign called that the lumba hwana if the answer is yes with or without the insano or bemane dasu nukunu.
Okay.
Lumban so sign corner hwana if the answer is yes or dasu nukunu. Now my conclusion is that within sanko we no mwanjin. No one ko wukunu after so many years or no so anhwehwa wachira kwa after so many years. No ne obia so ye wo kro sempino se den ete na one pen that means onye wukunu enti se wa ma na aware bia ye papa ne se wukunu yare a so no no nto sam fra won kan chiro se oyare a family members no be bowa man ye se ba bia wukunu da no enye kura nti sa no ma we nyina obia enhunu bi na be ma no da ne benkum se wie na wo basa wo ba be ye kuna mpacha obusuya bia ni ho wo akan memu ese ye pene e ma wo ye kuna nti na nura me kan se nipa se no wu na wo ba na yiase a we anya law mpaninsem
okay
saman no be so wo mene so bi ono ya aka no wo mane yiase nti akosia say why is very right so onko lumba ayie na sem one me hu ni say oyayere based on near me deduction na my because in South African kan no a judge ne jitu no say bi a judge for na abaro bebre o mute say me basoma bo bi amede no abaha ye obabi atete wo no mu susa na ye a te say utie lumba nwom ne amachi dede ne ampedo banku anu ye no bi ne de tete ye nti ye nim sania ya mamre no ete me na me case no ho a me ntina me enkofa expert witness bi ma woni ye ni nyina kire say aware ni na egu wontwa ma be ma ni engu
ene tese ka de obetia no kra
ka wo ba betwe ayi friend say kra da bi wo pe kra twe a tam na wukunu no ete ase na wonim ba bi ote na wote so akofo obi di ya broni aba ho eno na esa wo kira wo kra chi powers owu wie pe abusuya bia ni wa say pene ma wo be yakuna. I'm talking as an akan
Halifax.
Rakwesi.
Akwaba.
Here me I go to say you. Nichia mpenyu for more any etie for or more few. I just have two things I wanted to ask for educational purposes. Sure. One to you, the okay.
Okay.
And then the second one to Penya Nochi.
Okay.
Did I hear you say there are two types of traditional marriages? Formal, when you were reading what the justice had written.
Yeah.
And then, Bibi Tramasum Kakra, when you were ending, you said one without consent. I was wondering.
That consent of the larger family.
Because I was okay. Because without consent, initially, my mind went to the two families coming together. But again, I also remembered that we've also read that in those days, when a man is ripe, you don't even need consent before you marry. Your parents will bring a wife to you from wherever and say, we've prepared a wife for thee. So I was wondering, without consent, does it mean that one where the parents bring betroth somebody to you, or it means, as Penny said, look, if myself and Sokratafo's daughter decide to cohabit for a while and we marry, he has nothing to say. I mean, is that what? And then the second one, Penny not even paucho. Sana can say the culture itself is changing and blah 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 blah. No, we are also talking about polygamy. Because traditional marriage now, that is where we are now.
Potentially polygamy.
Okay, so before
you want to do the first one for me?
Yeah, before. Okay. And me, because Nyamina me can say, I'll just read Nyawo Bukunum. Inti baby or can about consent, no. The second one. So if you look at the page, and Obiabe, that's why I quoted the page. Unya book ni bia na was a Justice Yaupon book na. Page 455. Because page 455 is a very big book.
And that is not the last page.
But it's an interesting reading.
And that is not the last page.
David, that's not the last page. So, but baby are all about consent. The second category. So he's talking about the second category of the marriage, which does not really involves any formalities near the end, or say their lordship further analyzed the second category, which the court referred to as the second case, which quote involves the existence of a valid customary marriage between a man and a woman without the express consent of the families. Manifested by the presentation and acceptance of drinks and other presents, like in the first example above, end of quote. The second case, or this second case, the court affirmed involves quote the consent of the families, which is implied by their conduct.
Sure.
End of quote. Now, the court then explained the nature of the family's consent to be non-interference by family members in the long cohabitation of any of their members with another person of the opposite sex as man and wife in the eye of the public. And or their share parenthesis was constitute implied consent.
What you say?
Of course.
Tisa koye bibi to say wona neti ete say empena. But family ni hu is ada say wona nanyim ana wona neti no. Especially oba ne family ni me fa wo mo ba nkoi.
They've not complained.
Yeah, they've not complained. The two of you are together.
So in this case, but in
this
case, that means say lumba ye odobroni ho ade. So enko hu ebusuafo no matna for this number of years. Normal won koda na ebusuafo hu na ne sister cry testify so okay well me meet me shopping na me dey aba. It means impliedly no ebusuana consent ana. Is that what it is?
Yeah. So there was a valid customary marriage. It's as simple as that.
And you've quoted an authority to back it. Okay. Now, my second and final question on this, it's not directly related to this Lumba drama, no, but it's part of learning. I want to learn. Papa, you know what TV so I and one say that. And it's just my curious mind because it says, look, that things keep changing. Till we are talking about traditional marriage, which is potentially polygamous, okay? Unless a person can say it is skewed towards one sex, the right to potential polygamy. Unless we're talking that. Polygamy ya kan kakra yen ko mu DP. You see e wo mu mienu. You were polyandry. Any polygyny. Or ti aso betre. You get polyandry and polygyny. Brakwesi. If under traditional marriage, there is an informal one where consent of the parents of the spouses is not necessarily a prerequisite. It simply means polyandry type of polygamy can happen in this country. Don't shake your head because who will protest? The families of the potential spouses. But we don't need their consent. that lacuna. Can lawyer educate us a bit? What I say, you get the context of my question.
Some years ago,
Inti Halifax a can by it for. I say Obani awadi meboa. Bema awadi meboa. No, but the bad forms are now.
Okay.
Yeah. No, is that not what it is? No, is that not what you are talking about?
No.
Okay.
What I mean is
because
that
I want us to break from the polyandry for Edibeba no be better here.
Polygamy. I mean, traditional money is potentially polygamous. Try say, bear man bet to me after more than one spouse.
Yeah.
But what kind of definition is here? Two. A man can decide to be polygamous. Can decide to speak two spouses, which is polygyny under polygamy. So also does the woman have the right to do polyandry, where she, just for excuse, speaks myself and Safo under the same polygamy. No? But what my dream no, and to me see what because we need consent of the families and ANC. However, if now an authority is telling us that there is an informal type, we don't need we not necessarily need the consent of the family of the spouses. Are we not creating a certain lacuna where a woman comes to say that okay, because it is polygamous, and under polygamous marriage there is polyandry, I want to test it. But we must have why the water Ghana mamri why the wire baby I feel the would be seen about Ghana. Yeah, polyandry polygamy Ghana mamre. So I'm saying it's Ghana mamre. So let's even say Ga, which you more familiar. Men call Akan. So great, no man confusing person. Men call Akan. Ga, which you are more familiar with. Ga, amambre munu. Why the water wire? Or even if I would extend it beyond Ga, what I've seen so far, they be a Bema or call Bisa or in fact Bema Neshanukawa. So under traditional marriage, you are the one marrying. So it is you, the man, who you will go and marry the woman. That is what we've seen so far. Why is it so? Because we are following our traditions and customs and what our family culture has been. Because I'm asking because then the lacuna doesn't come in because then Oba. No, I'm answering you. Okay. I'm answering you. If you just let me land. Why is it that this potential lawyer is beginning to bully me? I'm just a journalist. I only ask questions for a living. But I'm not in the box. I'm going to say. Bema ne wari oba because we are following the family tradition. There is a small street bia mi fahwa. I don't need family consent, and it is allowed in marriage. So that law mun teach me say Bema ne wari oba nchechire mi njina I don't need your consent.
Na kamema mensa so no. Isaiah a be fix the problem. A few years ago, Ghana Parliament wanted to pass a law that said that if you cohabitate for some number of years, 2 years, automatic you are married. So, was it not passed? No, really? It wasn't. Really? No, it's here, Peace FM. News is on past 6, and the reason was that, because that was the first time I got to know, say, Sam ran where we are, the engaged people, before we did the creative law, that time I checked. Now, people say, the engaged parents. And Ghanaian parents say no. If you pass that law, then we'll be a man and chairman Jawa Arabian. Boy, it's not 2 years pair. They are married. There, a bit will be a man and chairman Jawa Arabian. True, of course. Correct. Because, I mean, who wants to book? That's what you were trying to say. Says you give way to me. Say yeah. No, but Rana Kwesikan, you so no. Yeah, dear Tumdado. That is what I want to make a message say. So if we knew we had this law, Mrabe asked me and pass at that time. Was that for ordinance? No, didn't we accept this in Parliament? Say we were. Said no, ordinance marriage. Anyway, so no. Well, so unless
now be act. So what is it was going to be lifted to a different level altogether. Okay. Now it stays where it is. Okay. And so where it is now, part of custom. The moment I act and your custom beam. So part of an act, it comes under an actor and your custom beam. Okay. The way we wanted it to remain part of our customs.
Where you said enact.
Yeah, enact it remains
by
a custom.
practice. Okay.
That's answer you.
No.
And your custom, you know, so many and betty or DB a friend taboos. And your custom, kind of say, Infantibaka say musu. Na Santifoso can say chiwade. Into one of the chiwade no any oba ni oba e worry. And it's a oba kura ekokachire bema se openo. Ensi eye chiwade. Oba wo adibia obeye ode betwe wadwene ejina no so. Short of say obebie na no aka kire say opel. Nti no ma bi wo ho a eno nkire say yenkai oba wo tumi say obeye. Oba bie ni wo tumi say okwakotu bemetinsa. And oba bia nso ni wo tumi say ono kofa oba bema betena ono ni fie in our custom and kentisa.
But also,
but you say, we yanchuro you.
What's in beside?
But the yachron say I don't need your consent.
Because it's a white one. Because on this same show, Yohana will be texting will say, oh, Josie has a second child with me. And I'll come say, man, will be say Josie. Okay. No, so okay, now do to an again. Oh, what's on again? Now, okay.
Yeah.
So good. You see, so that time now you want me to no. Say a commercial law. What way they are saying is that cost of dealing. If it's something that you are known for doing, they are motivated to be able to say,
for a while.
2 years. Yeah. Customary. I said, some now walk at Chema, one can eat.
My withdraw my pouch. You come work with your four, you come home penny for, you know,
because for me, if say, and I'm more educated and lawyer, justice, Yapon, yes, I can. Then what was the need to enact Sam Rana Kokako enacted a few years ago? Say they want to formalize it because it's already
if to legislate properly and enact, and that's so far it's just a customary practice we've accepted.
But customary law is part of our law.
Yes. And the entire Nkomo Kwaya Sadiano. Oh, we say a to the bino bitina a check. Nani pano of free more, Titi Bemani free more. And Nam say, Omoye Japadie. The PNDC law 111 a kiki against a very formidable Akan custom. Say bem obano oba beman ho be ya de bi onu aba entiminye. Em so oni madikro. Enu nko ani ade a onu aba entiminye na kaduane na nko onu aba benua. Enti sa de na wo ye na ne unya nkwala wo so you take the children away. Na property bia wo bia no so wanware wanko betimaye. On the family no dear. And the PNDC law 111 say Debbie. Into a yes, I know. Accounts are still not happy. So what they do is that say omo this year be na or one can have one and a tina oo. No names will sit down on it. Because what yenimu baby are. Yenimu baby are. Bin so no the number chromo a year by 20 times.
Fantastic cry.
And so because so many all because of PNDC law 111. Very painful. So one this year Japan call baby. And nuntin and Kayasha Sambran. So to the extent to say wouldn't me say one martina together. Now we are Shanghai no or we pe or Bano would have to be recognized as a wife. Now yen to me call because yan Jimbrano and to me. Without formal and Camrane Babe can say, when a Timon who saw nenete, no more to 2 steps be. And the woman can always prove it. Be a no mukwa sarabako. What is so muko mutina one place, ya bon wesu. Pastors and the church members in the enemy say, Kojo mens and debi on ya menu, a basa, sorry, a kuobi, omina no jombe, obenya pieces of evidence at the access or matina 2 years or more. I will be a backgrab or cotton the and I can't, you know, property woman the umba pretend they say BBNC and until an uncle law no yeah they're just to protect the women. That notwithstanding, Sanya ya kano ya jitumua a boa man pa see a word dear friend in Penawari. The moment you accept that the women are very secure. Or no tena unko ya no dia and no interest say woo it has to change her status. It doesn't have to change her status.
I'm sorry I'm bringing this in again, and I sorry. Yeah, this is my final one. But Eja Mpacho say Sadia why is it that yati bebre? Why is it about you and you know better? I mean, why is it that say Sadia Obianem say Mr. A any anti B netty?
Yeah.
And maybe they even have a child or two, but on yenny. We've heard many times say a friend is saying if the woman passes away, and then the man is now compelled in many Ghanaian customs to marry the corpse.
Yes. Especially.
Sir, you see, then I ask myself, na umpna wariano, yanjin tumwa na, say hajia tumse o yanihiria. So why is that? What doing that in the yes, minko share a funo kawa.
Until when him say, so question when I will be sad there. No, so what say, to the extent to say, Obana we wuno, ne family to me a permit will say, ya mamre be and sand yes, no. Not just say impliedly, the news are one in the wall. The news, hold on. Yes, I would scene off.
Hold on, I
didn't remember myself by your phone. No,
the argument isn't that Omunim say, Mininu ne woho. The argument is that Omwajia tum say, ye mpana awadi. Say ye mpana awadi dia, or ye mijiri dadao. So I mijiri dadao dia. Then I feel I mean, koya ni huadia, or ba ye mi huadia.
Just I understand that, or ye were dada. Nanka sa wo beye ade bi ebesili ensili ya jetum so ya wo yire na mom ye ABCD man of eja no kwan. That's the way that the fantasy and we fantasy
say impna wade no eja pa country say bribi wo ho say wonye ya ensili say impna wade no ye njintum.
That's what I'm saying.
By your own analogy, then in Palawa de anu yenjintum. Why would you say that yajia tum nenso so banu wudia say winye ni ho de na
done earlier no.
Then it is just like the former when they were talking.
Mameka sembi one book na okoti
yes na obo page number
okasai once say it is coming from the Court of Appeal or Supreme Court, they are settle no aside. We are one argument be a nice okasawa. Until Jetu Misa Penawaria comes under the informal unfortunately, it comes under the informal one.
Media Majetumu, Minkasa, if I'm a penumbo, and yapping about body 6 brand if I anyway, my business.
But rather, moment when we say customary law is always growing. And Kaya said, go for me to say, Menawo. Yeah, say, so be no biti under Empenawariano. No, wua. Rather, we yes, Rebecca say on your bano and what dear, because ya dear to me that
my beautiful
what you mean to marry. I feel I'm in conquest.
That is my.
I could be a woman. Be a way pani as an Ataro white. That is my point. I see a child.
Oka bibi say dentia yes emrano and say ye the protect emma.
Sure, very much.
You mean the cohabitation interstate one kind of
because nipa na atena wanya na ho ade one na wo nkwara mienu, which today in modern Ghana is actually growing per that area. That trend. Today there are a lot of close to say I don't have any research data statistics be a bit marginal, but I can tell you say one year careful we are having that system close to 15% in relationship in Ghana, especially say one more tier, one more worry on now 2, 3 on now
about 80%.
But maybe say ina woka say it is to protect women, but don't you also think say it is in one way or the other is disadvantaging women instead? Because now what it means is that it is going to empower a lot of men maybe to have that liberty say and they say empower a lawful there and they when he say make kokotosh na because am de koyo ba one there ma menene ntena na mewu amabusu afa ba accept no
oh near wo ke there ya tene say unless obi was some for because when you obite awodo nipa no a in the first place say ubetu anamon sa obekwa akoye ne ho ade formally na bia bibi nti want to me ankoye na yen classify ne se mpena aware to that extent yempese wu a oba no ho be kire no bia na wasi dan bi oba no we dan a ne sika bi wom ono aduano ma ana ne sika wom pa mema tabo bobo bosia ewo ema ho nti ade nti na wu a yesi yenim no nti I believe said the context of mpena warrior no first and foremost ade asomdwe ba oman ni mu and said the moment you bon sa no chene adwoana ewo ho no ebema third party bi emba ho biem because you who saw no oh
you talking about your time or
yeah you know your time
This is
Honorable, your mic.
Are you trying to tell us about Gen Z?
near me person me chire no and say the moment nkofo be hu say yemienu na ete no what I say between the two of us see mo ba ku bi afa chire kwaye bibia your friends your community obi aba hu so obai wanya ade kura Bema ne de onya abone because it's still under customary marriage and it is potentially polygamous. One ko twempena untumi nware foforo enka ho. Na bema man na de bia mra no ekutia wo e protect wo bema ne say at least yes one no eda no so. And then secondly, ekokoba ne say obi yare te say bema no yare seriously obi bia. Ebusuafo ni nipa ye ba bisa no. Instead they say ye ni mo bia ye bisa no nti what craza wo ba kwasi mensa yale won kran wotumi ma phone so ring ne girlfriend no amo ka say yes or yale na onyare ne nyina boy anya problematic boy our society has come to accept it and ekokoba ne say be man wudia and Christianity na
no but Christianist many panyinya adwino says our law no protects women me kai me if my memory serves me right, it was Mrs. Rawlings and the 31st December Women's Thing when they were pushing this interstate succession law no and pushes agenda niji to protect spouses who were not necessarily legally married in any book.
Of course, then you could say president.
You get what so mebao so ebiasa wo share from that a person who dies interstate angle na obegia to say it protects the women when nepa no cohabit 20 years but onko we busia fie mu year civil marriage nyamia frɛ wo then suddenly obre ama bring na they say because onya we yirias in quote unquote so from that angle I think I see the sense in that law.
Why do you think that the women rejected parliament document and say cohabitation will be seen or accepted as marriage without formal marriage? Why do you think the women rejected it?
Oh, na then member na hijack ade no.
I think
member na hijack na
also in reverse say you pass cohabitation law na in reverse it means say minimi kunu or apart for 2 years it is automatic dissolution.
There be kunu nka ho.
Mini partner. Mini the male in question. Okay. Because you cohabit for 2 years. Continuous. It has to be continuous.
Yes.
24 months.
Yes.
Witnesses, whatever. It makes it legitimate.
Yes.
In the same way, the same vein, for 12 months and over, there has been no communication. There's proof that we are not staying together. Does it also amount to dissolution?
Peace FM. Are you talking about Nkofa Aware?
Nikan law way. You see, Emra way ye juma niebe banning.
Okay, the cohabitation law.
Yes, Emra no ba in place niebe banning, and we know say there are instances where Beremano will travel to the US for BIA studies. BIA or any PhD 4 years. Now, Neireno is not able to join. Now, communication, physically they're not. The lady can be cheated. because obe tender evidence in court to say that for 4 years we had no physical contact, no consummation, meaning communication, like, so it would disadvantage Miano. That could be one of the reasons why.
There was that an intention, so Obiana tells the Niku PhD. Was there a formal agreement?
But that's what I'm saying. It was a law, and they can law no. Mra
mom de say bank on best spell out in your working. Because Krabby, I may know ya say if you say for 2 years yet together. No, automatically I say any marriage dear, and for 2 or more years so back could desert here automatically
it's dissolution.
But
and nobody wants that.
So me come is to say a chira will say even the old customary no yeah ma me no wompe say oh mu no fa na net na e aware offer.
Okay, so I'm going to take I'll take one more.
For the fact say Obaba won say what no
one more near issue with
that is all. Is it like how there no
me perceive and it's something that's been on my mind all the time. How much does it take for a man to marry a woman?
Hey!
Hold on.
Body sake,
no, but wait, mean by Jimmy, come on. How much does it take? It is because there's too much requests. The list of items, so it doesn't do. So most men are running away from it because of your. And then when you go on social media, once a man more can worry some say, and I will call worry crowd, China, say now we will be what I'm saying is that why don't we make things easier? Are we going to go there? Sorry, whatever, blah blah blah. Or are we going to stick to our traditional marriage? Now, Emma be easier, because look, first we know say ukowari oba. It and then our re-engagement at Danny.
Boutique.
Something else. Is that what we want? Is that what we are looking at? Are we looking to get married and stay married and now say and form a family and whatever? Or are we looking to work in and trend on social media? And is that what and wear corsets and things? Is that what we are looking at? Exactly. So I feel say the essence of marriage nankasa shifted. But then if we all agree say we are marrying and we want to stay married, let's make it simple for people. Not odim say or kokra na anye ye na oba outer. Ebia ni niama or wono instead of
I'm not sure it's about the money. And then your man nema worry and no per se, especially the customary. The customary.
And also can be big because
you listen to me. If a man I'm talking as a man.
Sure.
Who speaks with men. I am old school but mental lawyer. Tell my lawyer cast with him grounds the lawyer. Gen Z. So what I'm saying is a bad me worry. A car sika what they worry there and can who be there. Intanyano.
It's a then stop.
Correct. What I'm saying is Nyama Mema what they look out for, what they think through. Nyam Emma decided to say me worry we no. And Tanyiska. Into what? So because a bad thing now, a cohabitate between what 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. But some minute in a fee.
A Japanese.
I don't remember you know. Yeah, who's our friend yet when Nico school, all the cost in that for our friend yet me. But Kakana me pon ho da kwa ho ade no. De menya. Really think about it.
So what is the cause? Because there has to be
reasons.
Lawyer,
okay. You've made a very powerful point.
More issues because there are so many issues. No, there are so many issues. Issues and our angles are baba. So, no, I ain't I baba tea. Ebusian force enne ye court injunction ekopie ewo court no there was a bit of drama, let me put it drama quote and he said he said court no ma order say a year yentimi nye be ye semeduasa ne say court asan frɛ a lawyer for say monsambra na mobile no aka bibia na nka ese me de ka man fa nka ho nti court de ka ho a na chese ade na asesa ewie ye pese lawyer boy ni etimite ehonom no ase eba ne say na eba nta because ebi say oh eni obi no akwa pia obi ense bi na akwa so ade bi mu na pia emama ade na akwa yesa se court ema order bi sa court no wo ho kwan se ekurase makamenwe ya na se ne ebu bene e kan no court nsu timi yesa court nsu timi yesa o ekurase maka enso menwe ye enti judge say yes maka say but a condition bi ananka say me de tato e fi na makai ana say sa condition no mumra na mumsamra metie senatie ewie mrenimni anachi frimpond aso anam say
ina sister share woni na nema go ayi aha say bluetooth bi ya na di
bible
rubbish gumi ena share woni ma go no to fa mama ena opamo enti na woni me bi a wote woni me bi di ena ma no so no di o ma chin so ma anye no Omanye no, omoji na kakra bi no mo pam nti na oni ma bi te wa. Ena wo wonya wo ba ha wanya adwuma da. Wa fa wo sa anya adwuma da. Paper by the ma wo no because of nkwala na wo san ye ni nti no. Ye ma wo paper no so. Nkrofo go na na de ma mo. Ena
Akosia bempoma no Lumba sister na wo tesi wo kasa no. Ai ena wo kasa wo honum si no. Wo si Lumba wono no kwotena abrochiri na emai sa swa no gu a nti akosua se wato no niam gu abonten pamo no ai yo okay so la na se frimpon mbam cho bebre
imi am si asem eye obi na taxi aba na obuku bi na kan
de ai no
sisi na okan we ndi
akosua bempom asem
di
some above voice in this year one thing oh man thing
you know
it's here 40 and then who person me boma obio
na bio na the one kind
oh there be your voice oh so mami mbade Messi akosua bempoma Lumba sister and was say Lumba amobra wonya nkrata e wo Germany no wonya empacho kwesianes wonya nkrata wo Germany no ena wamfa nya adwuma bia wo de ti Germany ho saa because me Lumba daddy Lumba Charles Kujofosu ena wogum ma so saa na akusha se wabufu ye ena otase ni niam gu rubber bag no tufa blue okay no tufa ntokrum ena kogu abonten no nti opamu Lumba nti opamu Lumba saa no Lumba ne nia to e ma na no ogu omsu Germany no e ma no so anyina ntina omo nchen you understand nti oni obi gina phone so no wo kan sem na che no e na Charles Kojo Fosu ko bo be